down for our panel on Performance Plus and AMC, how Amazon DSP is actually evolving. So this is going to be a great conversation. We're digging into what's actually changing inside of DSP, what it means for performance, how brands should be thinking about it moving forward. Just before we jump into this, though, I do want to tell everybody we have one more session after this. It's another panel to round out the day. But then next week, we'll have day 2 of the Amazon Retail Media Summit. So make sure you join us back. And that will have more of a retail media focus. Some logistics. I know we've covered this earlier in the day, but for anybody who wasn't with us, recording and slides will be in your inbox tomorrow, so keep an eye out for those. Make sure you go to the handouts tab on the right-hand side of your screen. There's some handouts, some of our research reports from Tinuiti in there, so make sure to download those. And again, please use the chat to ask questions, comment. We want to hear from you all. It makes it so much more engaging when the audience is chiming in with us. So please feel free to use that. And then make sure you join in on the poll questions as well. I am going to hand it over to our panelists so that they can introduce themselves. So Jay Cole, I'll go ahead and kick it to you.
Sounds great. And thanks everybody for coming out. My name is Jay Cole. I've been at Tinuiti now for 6.5 years. So started as the first Amazon DSP hire, helped build our AMC measurement team, and now I'm on the commerce business development team, helping share omnichannel strategies.
Hey everybody, I'm Rachel Costanzo, Senior Director of Media Investment at Tinuiti. I oversee our agency partnership with Amazon, both from an upfronts negotiation and activation perspective, as well as ongoing media strategy across video, audio, and display, both direct and within ADSP.
Hi everyone, thank you to the Tinuiti team for having me today. My name is Joe Curto. I work on Amazon's supply desk team. In my role, I partner with Tinuiti in support of adoption of Amazon DSP for omni-channel supply. So supporting with activation from the DSP across non-Amazon owned inventory.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike Gold here. I'm a Senior Expert Services Manager at Skai. I help clients with everything from onboarding to setup, optimization, and scaling across Amazon and other retail channels.
I was going to say, I know everyone woke up this morning thinking about their full funnel media strategy, and we have this question out there, and I'm seeing answers coming in. Yes, all 3 are connected. We love that. DSP and sponsored ads. I also think too, Diana gave a great question in the chat about just AMC and how do we recommend it for businesses. I would say regardless of how big or small, the best way you're going to get new to brand data is through that clean room and sponsored products, even for those small emerging brands on Amazon. That's kind of the core of your Amazon strategy. So definitely see value there. And really our topic today is going to be about, hey, after you've scaled on your aisle, after you've tackled all the non-branded keywords that are scaling your category, how are you leveraging the suite of Amazon products and inventory to be able to scale the strategy? And so, Catherine, we can go to the next slide, which I think we have the visual. I think this is the biggest misconception that we find when we take on Amazon clients, especially those who kind of live and come from the Amazon search CPC world. Amazon's not just limited to inventory on their own platform. As you can see through their own acquisitions and partnerships, and I know, Joe, you'll get into this a lot in our presentation, Amazon is really everywhere. And it's that ability to combine that 1P audience data of the folks that we know are most likely to buy your product and meeting them where they actually are, and understanding that the purchasing decision is not linear. And I think Performance Plus is a great place to start. We were actually one of the beta client testing partners for Performance Plus years ago. And so I just want to kick off this question to the panel. Performance Plus positioning is simpler and smarter. What specific planning or optimizations does it actually remove for advertisers, if any? And where should humans still stay hands-on? And Joe, I think you'd be a great person to kind of lead it on.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, I'm loving the J. Cole fan club in the chat group. Just a lot of love, well deserved. For those of you that don't kind of, I haven't heard about Performance Plus or P Plus, as I'll refer to it. It's a Amazon DSP campaign type that's powered by AI, designed to optimize towards performance goals for both on and off Amazon partners, right? So endemic and non-endemic. And predictive AI solutions like Performance Plus are definitely changing this balance between automation and advertiser control. Amazon solution, gives buyers control and transparency. We like to think about it and talk about it as this glass box approach, providing customers like Tinuiti and clients the benefit of automation, but also the manual levers needed to fine-tune outcomes. So decisions and the ability to manage supply, apply brand safety, geo-target, suppress audience, provide campaign budget based on format, are all the benefits, and also the strategies that customers are able to engage with, but also providing the benefits of AI, with the ability to have a reactive dynamic strategy around bidding, audience optimization, and complex targeting. I feel like Michael, I'm sure, is definitely hands-on keyboard with activating some of this. So definitely interested in getting, your POV as well.
Yeah, so what we've found is it's been amazing. I mean, incredible performance across the board. It's been really, really helpful in terms of removing a lot of the burden of finding that perfect targeting mix, doing weeks of testing and learning, setting up a bunch of line items that are basically going after the same level of the funnel. And so, optimization becomes a lot easier. And, really in terms of where do you stay hands-on, there's different layers that you can enhance in terms of, deals and inventory groups. And then there's sort of the basic levers that, you can pull, like bids and frequency caps. But it has been, sort of this one click, very much more hands-off way to really effectively go after every layer of the funnel in a way that uses that first-party data incredibly effectively.
Awesome. So in natural fashion, takes us to inventory access. We just showed a full image of all the 3P deals when running Performance Plus. And I just want to ask this panel, how should advertisers think about running this across not just Amazon owned, but also Amazon enabled supply? Rachel, I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked. I think really one crucial factor here is the singular access, like you just said. Having all of these publishers in one place really helps eliminate the pain points of brands having to sacrifice that streamlined use of Performance Plus simply because their desired media isn't available within their preferred DSP. And I don't know that there's anybody out there right now who's meeting that need more head on than Amazon is. You look at the most recent integrations with Netflix and Spotify and the partnership with NBCU to bring that Olympics PMP inventory and platform from Milan. Unlocking these access points basically breaks down the platform fragmentation barrier for brands and allows them to optimally stream insights, targeting, measurement across their entire, digital buys. But I know Joe is a huge part in the secret sauce of how they have brought in all of these partners and kind of made this inventory available. So I'd love to hear from him as far as dialing in a bit deeper on that POV.
Yeah, and I think Rachel, Joe, I know spoke earlier, and Heather and Bob have been so critical in kind of our partnership and kind of being a partner in crime to make sure that we're set up for success for all of Tinuiti's customers. I think that the evolution of Amazon DSP from an omni-channel solution, really kicks off with the supply integrations we have with premium publishers and quality supply paths. Because of these partnerships, we are able to launch, unique products like Performance Plus. And we have done that with the objective of driving different goals. Performance Plus is one of those products, but Brand Plus is a different strategy that builds long-term brand building, or our live event optimizer, was built to solve for some of the nuances around delivery. But I think what's core to all of these different settings within DSP is the core function of omnichannel supply. And built within all of them is this idea of transparency. And I feel like what makes Tinuiti really uniquely positioned, in my opinion, to be supporting with these activations is their, deep ties with publisher relationships. The fact that you have, best in knowledge around commerce, plus the TVOT side of the house, a knowledge base across the full funnel, allows them to bring things together like, best in class publisher rates that are able to be, brought into these specific strategies like P+, all to drive better performance for customers like all of you on this call.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I think that, the way that we like to think about, deals and inventory, especially, third-party sources is it's sort of like a marketing lever where, we can use that as a strategy to reach audiences where if in-house, on site, using other data sources where your audience spends the most of their time, you can use some of these deals to reach them there and add that as another layer of targeting and to optimize really, how you scale that campaign, performance. And, again, with Amazon, there's a lot of insights into specific apps and platforms, where you can reach these target demos. And leveraging 3P deals and O&O supply, can also refine and build on Performance Plus.
Yeah, Michael, I think you brought up a great point. I want to kind of double click into that, like supply transparency. Really, what we're talking about, it's a hot topic right now with all DSPs in the industry. And so, what visibility do advertisers really have when we talk about ads serving in the Amazon ecosystem? And how is that evolving?
Happy to take this one, or at least kick it off. Performance Plus, Brand Plus gives advertisers full visibility into supply sources across these strategies. I think it's like a core differentiator between Performance Plus compared to some of the other products that are out there as well. Advertisers have control to include, exclude supply, also have the ability to bring on negotiated deals, whether that be SSP deals or publisher deals. And really goes back to this like glass box approach that we've taken with building our AI products. Our AI products being transparent provides advertisers the visibility that they need to redefine and kind of get a sense of their holistic strategy and be confident in the decisions they're making to adjust their strategies based on the insights that they're seeing across a strategy like P+.
Yeah, I think one thing that we've really enjoyed in terms of that visibility is this sort of evolving ability in terms of products from Amazon on the reporting side. We've had much better understanding in terms of being able to pull exactly the dimensions and metrics, more so with these different customized reports that they're rolling out, where we can see every single domain, supply source, placement type, even down to the size of the ad, to really inform what we can optimize, what we can add, where do we subtract. So there is a very much, complete level of transparency that really has, provided a lot of value to our clients.
Yeah, lots of insights on the inventory piece and the audience piece, and I think that all kind of funnels up into measurement, right? Like, what does good measurement actually look like? That's a buzzword, and I know that a lot of people listening to this are very interested in how do we actually hold these metrics and media types accountable, and looking at performance plus and AMC, and so proving out incrementality past that last touch attribution. So we'd love to get the panel's take on how do we evaluate that measurement system.
I could jump in. Like insights into campaign reporting from the DSP and even insights into AMC are kind of what allow for that flywheel to happen across strategies. And it's through this informed data that customers like Tinuiti and customers on this call are able to make decisions as to how to continue to invest in strategies that drive outcomes. Within AMC specifically, there's a lot of deep insights for things like, path to purchase analysis or lifetime value reports or cross-channel insights that are informing how customers should be investing and how brands should be investing into Amazon DSP across all different strategies. And we think of AMC as definitely like a backbone to a lot of the decisioning that happens from the DSP. I don't know, anything Michael or Rachel wants to add?
I was just going to punctuate on that because not only like the insights that you get within the Amazon ecosystem, but because of like our partnership with Amazon and the ability to measure off-platform and like D2C conversions and path to purchase insights, I think we're able to really understand the full impact of the strategic use of these tools because we can see the full picture versus just what's happening inside, the Amazon walls. So I think it gives our clients a ton of, confidence and ability to really maximize the use of these tools, knowing that they can see what these strategies are doing for them across all of their touch points.
And I think it talks to why the strategy works really well for both endemic and non-endemic customers as well. And AMC's ability to measure across both of those, and obviously Tinuiti's ability to do so as well, makes Amazon DSP, but also Performance Plus as a tactic, a place that we're continuing to see investment across.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically talking about this omni-channel positioning, which I think when the Amazon DSP first started, to your point, it was like an endemic play for advertisers. And obviously, as we've increased the publishers, the partnerships, really Amazon DSP is becoming an omni-channel solution for all brands, from Thursday Night Football and live sports all the way just to the open internet. So you can have all these touch points everywhere. How do advertisers think about prioritizing those and having those work together in order to make sure they're not wasting spend?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I'm realizing I'm a real maximalist. I'm very much obsessed with Amazon having all the things. Amazon and I are very similar in that way. We want all the things all the time. But I think the fact of like having so many different ways to activate across the funnel universally kind of under the Amazon umbrella, really like it's just setting the bar for what like a true omni-channel campaign means within this like singular ecosystem. I mean, the ability to capture mass audiences with like premium content like Thursday Night Football and Amazon NBA and WNBA, and then use those audiences to target them, move them seamlessly down the funnel via all of the other inventory available within the Amazon ecosystem, both owned and 3P. I mean, it's really just like a one-stop shop, essentially, to be able to hit all of those different crucial touch points across the funnel for brands who are really looking for that, whatever their KPI and media mix is, whether it's awareness, whether it's performance, almost always it's both. So I think having everything at our fingertips to be able to do that within ADSP and across Amazon ecosystem is great. I love it.
Love that. I think I can double tap on that. I mean, a comprehensive omni-channel solution that is supporting customers with activations across live sports, premium streaming TV, open internet, and Amazon-owned supply. Really, maximizing the potential for you to work throughout the funnel in a centralized place. We've built a lot of the original momentum around commercial incentives, so things like 1% PG fees, right? Just a unified reach and frequency management that's built off of Amazon proprietary information and signals that really scales and performs well. Amazon has the most rich data sets around shopping and intent, and those signals are really what powers a complete lens into strategies. We've also done things like launch products like Complete TV, which supports the onboarding of multiple different TV-esque IO-based buys into a centralized platform that's all biddable through the DSP. And really just, worked really closely with teams like, Tinuiti to kind of understand what great use cases are for, continual adoption of these different products to drive forward, all of your strategies.
It's amazing. I love Jenny's question in the chat. I want to throw it out there because and Joe, don't worry, we won't make you go on the record to say which Amazon strategy you think is overhyped. So you don't have to pick that one. But for all the panelists, what's one Amazon DSP strategy you think is overhyped? But at the same time, what's a strategy that's been underutilized? I have a hot take on this, so I can go first to give you all time to do this. I think retargeting to me is like very overhyped. I think it's a fine place to start. You're capturing people who have already been to your PDP. You're protecting your investment. That's great, but it becomes a problem when it becomes the center of your media strategy. DSP is meant to be a demand generator, in my opinion, not demand capture. I would also say what's one strategy that's underutilized? OLV. I think if you can't compete on a cost per click model in the search aisle, if you have big brands that can outspend you, build an audience around their traffic and undercut them through video. There are clever tactics you can do to generate cheaper glance views. All right, who wants to take it? Yeah.
I wanted to add to that because J. Cole, you brought up a great point. I think when people use DSP, one of the first things they set up is remarketing, right? They want to go after existing customers, which to me is less of an impact on the bottom line than what I found to be the most useful, which is new to brand. And there's a lot of levers you can pull in terms of contextual targeting, within the actual, beyond audiences, using some of these newer features in contextual targeting, keywords, related products. There's even more that get rolled out. And I think that there's not enough that goes into, sort of attacking these mid-funnel audiences because it's complicated, right? There's a lot of different levers to pull. Where do you start? And so kind of the way we like to do it is branch out and do, different campaigns for different levels of contextual targeting. And it's something that, does require more of an investment, but to me, it's definitely underutilized.
All right, so I'm going to say retargeting is underutilized, but different than existing customer retargeting. I think the ability to retarget off of these high impact premium content activations like TNF, like NBA, using that as a rationale to test into that inventory in the first place and start to explore being able to basically measure how those exposures how that impacts down funnel, and using the retargeting to capture these mass audiences, start to give them more consideration and conversion messaging. I think that's something that brands should be thinking about more globally, and having that universal kind of measurement flowing through Amazon to be able to see it from soup to nuts is definitely something that brands should be thinking about as they start to look at more like hybridized brand and conversion plans. This is a little abstract also, and Joe, earmuffs, but I think for me, managed service within the DSP, very overhyped. And that might be just unique to Tinuiti because we are so adept at activating within the DSP and control freaks, fair enough. But I think, yeah, I have a hard time with activating managed service campaign.
There's no shame in saying that. I plus one on that as well. You bring folks on like Tinuiti to drive those initiatives forward, and hands on keyboard is definitely the best way to ensure transparency and control. But I think Rachel, what you're talking about, like underutilization, I think the Amazon DSP does a really good job of connecting both brand and commerce, and being able to drive touch points throughout the sales funnel is more easy through the DSP because we do have engagements with customers throughout all of those different touch points of branding moments through commerce moments.
Oh, Catherine, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I have my microphone off.
No, you're good.
Are there any other questions that came through the chat? I know, J. Cole, you were answering some of those. Is there any others that you see?
I haven't seen any, but if I missed it, anybody please call me out in this chat. But I try to answer all of them via text or voice.
Yeah, I think you did. Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. This was a great session. Really appreciate hearing from all of you, and thank you for joining us. Hold on, Joe, did you want to say something?
I see Jenny's question here regarding.
Let's see. Right now, Performance Plus consists of upper funnel and really lower funnel. Do you predict anything coming from Amazon to fill the middle of the funnel utilizing similar existing P+ structure or signals, or is it maybe something already in the works that the general public isn't aware of yet? And Joe might not be able to tell us that, but we'll see.
What I will say is we have launched a similar adjacent tool to Performance Plus called Brand Plus, which definitely supports with driving that middle of the funnel. Similar idea of AI-powered performance tool. The primary difference are obviously the KPIs that we're optimizing towards. So would love to maybe chat more about ways we can support you and the team on that.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, Joe. I know that there's been talk of a beta of search term targeting within Performance Plus. So I know it's kind of more exclusive. I don't want people,
Michael. Love that.
Sorry, I don't want to blow the lid on it and get you hassled, but I know that's just heard rumors.
The product continues to evolve in multiple ways, and excited to come GA and come broader with some of those exciting upcoming products that we're working on.
Great answer, Joe.
A very PR approved answer by Joe.
We don't want PR coming for us.
My boss would appreciate if I took that lesson from Joe. That's good.
Awesome. Well, this was great. We really appreciate you all joining us. We do have another session coming up after this, so don't go anywhere. We're going to take a 5-minute break again. So we'll meet you back here at 3 p.m. Eastern. And thanks again to all of our panelists.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everybody.